Hi, guys, and welcome back to Sunday Night Story Time with Taralee and Taraland with shoes. And who are you? I am Taralee, and I'm in a wonderful contest. Fab 40, vote for me. HTTP blah 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 blah. T-Allen. The cutoff is the 20th. I'm in third. If you could help me just by clicking on me, it's free once a day. Or you could support Breast Cancer Foundation. It's a bucket ticket. Anyways, let's get back to my book. And it's not my book. I'm reading a very special book for you today. I'd like to introduce to you my dear friend, Lynn. Her book is Primal Power, The Unripe Apple. Lynn Francis. All right, let's do this. And next she wrote me a note. Thank you. I hope you like this video. Copyright 2018. I don't want to read all the beginning part. Okay, 1 second. I'll do your note. Author's note. Let's see where I can put that. Okay. One day I went to a place in a meditation, or maybe it was in the dream world. I wasn't sure. However, when I awoke to this world, I was in awe of my experiences and wanted to write them down. To my surprise, I didn't stop writing for a long, long time. This is my journey into other worlds, a journey which helped me understand so much of what I had gone through in my life here on this earth. To me, it is not merely fictional, but instead a spirit quest fantasy. If my book simply takes someone into the fantasy world and allows them to escape into another world for a short time, then I have succeeded in giving a gift. However, if merely one part of my journey helps someone understand or find peace with a part of theirs, then they have given me a gift, and I am thankful, honored, and have been truly blessed. And you've always touched my heart. Let's begin. Thank you, Lynn. One moment, thank you. I don't have super technology. I have a phone, people. Bear with me. I just like to read to you. Chapter 1. In the beginning. The side of the wall was dark gray, and I was walking backwards. Or maybe it was the wall that was going forward. I was not sure. Then I realized it was time. I must be moving against time. Suddenly, I disappeared. Where had I gone? It was as if I had walked through the wall into a place where the furniture had clawed feet holding crystal balls. The ceiling seemed higher than anything I had seen before. What on earth was I doing here? Had I walked into an ancient temple? And if so, what was I searching for? What was I here to find? Then I saw her. She looked wise and beautiful. Her long, flowing, wavy hair was a golden brown, like that of a sandy beach. She sat cross-legged silently above the floor, her eyes gazing upon the world, or at least that is what it looked like. It looked like a round ball, a globe representing the world with another round ball representing the moon. The two of them were levitated slightly above her hand, and the light from her aura shone upon them so brightly I wondered whether I was seeing them at all. The woman was very large, or I was very small. I am not sure which. The crystal balls encased in the clawed feet of the furniture seemed large also. To tell you the truth, I think they were bigger than me, or at least rounder. I might be taller. Oh my, where was I? What was I doing here? Is being small a good thing or bad thing? Or does it matter? At least I was small enough to hide. That could be good. My size was also small enough to be stepped on or eaten, but she did not seem mean. However, she did seem powerful. Very, very powerful. She seemed more powerful than anyone I had ever seen. And right now I wanted to hide and observe for a while. At least until I could figure out what I was doing here. The inside edge of the chair legs seemed a good place to hide. Yes, that would be my destination. The marble tile pink with gray swirls seemed huge and a wee bit of a trek to get across. Each tile was a marker measuring. I was a little bit closer. Finally, I made it and sat on the floor. Tired from the adrenaline that had been pumping during my marble trek and mostly hidden by the front claw of the chair, I peered out at her. She never looked up, so I had no idea if she knew I was there or not. It was so quiet and peaceful. All I could hear was the pumping of my heart. Could she hear that? Then there was a noise. It was not loud. I cannot describe it. Though when I peered over the claw, I saw a large wooden door open. There were actually two very large doors, but only one had moved. The door didn't have knobs or handles. It swung into the room, and there stood a man with no hair, just a bald, shiny head, which was exposed as he bowed. He wore a brown hooded robe. He reminded me of a monk, but I was not sure if he was. But then again, I was not sure of anything at the moment. His hands were folded in his sleeves, and he spoke in a soft voice. "May I disturb you?" was all he said. Of course. Her voice was gentle and kind, making me feel that if she saw me, I would be safe and cherished. However, I was not ready for that step. The thought of being safe did bring a sigh out of me. I hoped it was hidden by the footsteps of the robed, bald man as he sauntered across the floor and sat in the chair above me. "We have a visitor," he said once he sat down. Could he be talking about me? "I know," she answered. Oh, how I loved her voice. It was so soft and soothing. "Do you think our visitor is after the primal power?" he asked. "Ah, the one that is light-giving, active, and of the spirit. Many are after that," she said with a glance and a slight nod that led back to her still orbiting world. She really didn't answer his question. At least I don't think she did. Power? I hope they didn't think I was after power, because I wasn't. I didn't even know what I was doing here. I certainly didn't come here for power. It takes someone, a very strong character, to even get this far, said the male voice above me. Strong? I don't feel strong. How did I get this far? There was a silence for a brief moment before she spoke. Yes, it is the continuance of time and the power of persisting. It is the creative, and thus the creative are often those that seek it. That was only a thought. Was she answering my question or simply responding to his comment? Should we do anything about this visitor? Not at this moment, she said, and then became silent and still. So very still, as she was when I first saw her. The visitor shall wait then. He stood and stayed there for a moment. Maybe he was just looking at her, maybe he bowed. I couldn't tell from my position. He walked across the marble floor, arrived back at the door, turned, bowed, and left. Was I the visitor? Was I the creative? I'm an artist, and I love to paint, but I was very little. In my world, I felt little, and nobody like me to put paint on canvas because I do, and I don't really do anything with the paintings. I just paint. It is the continuance of time and power of persisting. It is the creative, and thus the creative are often those that seek it. Seek the power. They couldn't be talking about me, for I was not power hungry. There I go, making it about me. It was not about me. It couldn't be about me. So I just stared at her and the orbiting world, and suddenly the whole room changed. It became dark on this side of her and light on the other. Slowly changing my position, I peeked out from under the chair. It was as if I was staring up at the whole universe. The stars and the planets. The whole universe seemed to be inside of this room. With my head just out from under the chair, I laid on my back and thought about the stars. Was she holding the world and the moon? Had she created the stars? Is that what they thought everyone was after? The power to do that. That was my last thought before I closed my eyes. Which will bring us to chapter 2. The Birds and Burlap. One paragraph, just to tease you to come back and see me soon. When I opened my eyes again, there were no stars, just a large room with an extremely high ceiling. The ceiling was tiled and looked as though each of the tiles had a picture painted on them, but I couldn't quite see the details as they seemed very far away. Oh no, my head was sticking out from under the chair. I was not hidden. Quickly scurrying back under, I sat by one of the claws that was holding a crystal ball. A crystal ball that I wished I could see into. But the only thing it showed me was a reflection upside down. What had happened to my life? My bed that I should have woken up in. I wonder. Come back. I'll see you soon. Love you. See you soon.